The great Mrs. Grace Hanson. In 1971, October, when I was in Lincoln, Nebraska, living with my brother on 2222 Vine Street, I received a phone call. A woman saying, "Are you Isaac Yomtovian?" I said, "Yes. I like to invite you for Thanksgiving to my home." I said, "Thanksgiving? Your home?" I said, "Do you know me?" She said, "No." I said, "I don't know you. How come you are inviting me to your home?" She said, "Because it's Thanksgiving and we should celebrate Thanksgiving, and I'd like you to come to my home and join me." I just couldn't understand. Here it is in United States of America, a strange woman calling me to invite me for celebration of a holiday called Thanksgiving in her home. I said, "You know what? I'm living with my brother Reuben. So if I come, I have to come with Reuben." And Mrs. Hanson said, "Of course, come with your brother." I said, "But how did you get my name? How did you get my phone number?" She said, "Well, I called the international office of University of Nebraska, and they gave me a few names, and I thought that, okay, I call you." So, okay, thank you very much. And she gave me the address, 28 Apple Street in Lincoln. We went on my first ever celebrating Thanksgiving to actually Dr. PhD Grace Hanson. Her degrees were in home economics and chemistry. When I met her, she was over 95 years old. Tall, pretty slim woman with totally white hair, very pleasant. My brother and I celebrated my first Thanksgiving with Grace Hanson. Later on, when I was taking English classes in the university, I was talking so much in order to practice my English. I was writing so much, and my teacher was just completely exhausted from all of the things I was doing in order to learn better English. She said, "You know what? I think you should quit this class and get a private teacher." I said, "Well, I don't know how to do that. How do you go about getting a private teacher?" She said, "I know a lady that can help you." And here it was, Mrs. Grace Hanson in my life again. So we made an arrangement so that I would meet her every day around 10 o'clock or so. She would give me a topic that I would write a couple of pages in English, and then she would go over it with me and editing it and teaching me the grammar, spelling, and the correct way of speaking English. Mrs. Grace Hanson was one of the greatest influencer. I later on lived with her. I rented a room in her house, and she was such a wonderful hostess, landlord, mentor, and teacher. I shall forever remember her And every single Thanksgiving, I tell my children and grandchildren and friends the story of Mrs. Grace Hanson.